TJ here for a special Friday segment of the Michigan Conservative Roundtable. A big thanks to all our subscribers. Thanks you guys for helping this grassroots channel grow. A quick shout out to our new friends in Florida, Knights of the Republic. Hey guys, how you doing down there? So this past Wednesday, attorneys Sidney Powell and Lynn Wood had a press conference. It was a press conference that seemed to turn into a pep rally of sorts. And depending on who you listen to, it almost sounds like two different types of rallies took place. Starting with the I want to be a good Republican Hugh Hewitt. He's all upset because it's his opinion Lynn Wood was telling Republicans not to go out and vote on January 5th and how horrible it was. Or if you listen to Dr. Steve Turley on his YouTube channel, he did a segment on the press conference turned rally, and he has a whole different take. It almost sounds like a tale of two rallies. At this time, I'm going to play the clip that has caused so much hubbub, and then I guess I'll throw in my 2 cents afterwards.
But I'm going to disagree with Vernon Jones. Where's Kelly Loeffler here? Where's David Perdue? He ought to be standing right here. Those two people want your vote, then they ought to tell you what we're... Get a special session of the legislature now. Do not be fooled twice. This is Georgia. We ain't dumb. We're not going to go vote on January 5th in another machine made by China. You're not going to fool Georgians again. If Kelly Loeffler wants your vote, if David Perdue wants your vote, they've got to earn it. They've got to demand publicly, repeatedly, consistently, Brian Kemp call a special session of the Georgia legislature. And if they do not do it, if Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue do not do it, they have not earned your vote. Don't you give it to them. Why would you go back and vote in another rigged election? For God's sakes, fix it. You gotta fix it before we'll do it again. They've already got 800,000 absentee ballots.
So according to Hugh Hewitt, who I feel represents the D.C. Republican elite, Lynn Wood was telling people not to vote in the January 5th runoff election. And in doing so, he was going to assist the Democrats in taking over the Senate. But then I watched the YouTube video by Dr. Steve Turley. He too spoke about the press conference turn rally, and he had a completely different take. According to Dr. Steve Turley, he felt that Lynn Wood was addressing the crowd, and in addressing the crowd told them that they need to demand of the Republican candidates that they take a stand against what's happening if they want them being the crowd, to vote for the Republican candidate. This brings us to the pickle we're in. Do we vote for a D.C. swamp Republican who takes our vote for granted, or do we sit out the vote? And if that happens, you know what happens next. There's a saying, it comes to mind, cutting off your nose to spite your face. As I was talking to Mac about this and this segment, Mac's comment was, gee, it'd be like slitting your throat to spite your face. He could be right about that. Regarding Lynn Wood, do I know the guy? No, I don't know the guy. I have just seen news reports of things he's done, like representing Nicholas Sandman, the Covington kid in D.C. with the Indian banging that drum in his face, and how the D.C. swamp Republicans so quickly just besmirched Nick Sandman, how they tucked their nutsack between their legs and ran for cover. Lynn Wood was like the only one who stuck up for the kid. Then you got Kyle Rittenhouse, Lynn Wood's representing him also. And yeah, the same DC swamp Republicans are running for cover on that one. They don't want to support Kyle Rittenhouse. I say that because that will be my starting point in addressing this issue. My guess, and this is only a gut feeling, but my guess is that Lynn Wood has had his fill of both the corrupt Democrats and the neutered Republicans. Some of these Georgia rhino Republicans have turned their back on Trump, and the sickening thing about that was Trump had their back during the election. He helped them win. And they colluded with the Democrats in stealing the election, and now expect us to cover their six in this upcoming election. From the sound of this clip that I played, neither of the Republican Senate candidates, Kelly Loeffler or David Perdue, were present for the press conference turned rally. And I got the impression, dare I read too much into the clip, I got the impression Lynn Wood wasn't happy about it. And a quick reminder about the Republican, Mr. Perdue. He had his own little scandal of insider trading when he was on the Senate Banking Committee. So yeah, that qualifies him as a DC swamp rat. You can bet on that. In previous segments, we've gone down the list of Republican candidates that we've had to hold our nose and vote for. Where has that gotten us today? This leads to dangerous territory. Lynn Wood is espousing a 1776 mentality, which is a polite way of saying revolution. Perhaps he's saying this to wake up the Republican Party. I'm compelled to speculate that perhaps he may just want to expedite what he believes to be the inevitable. The inevitable being the honest, law-abiding people are through with being trampled on by the corrupt Democrats and taken for granted by the gutless Republicans. And in this, they begin pushing back. I'm hard-pressed to disagree with him, but that makes preparation and networking all that more important at this time. In closing, I think the Hugh Hewitts completely have missed Lynn Wood's message. That being, if they're not going to support us, why should we support them? It's like it went right over their heads. They missed it. And that doesn't bode well for us either. Those are just my thoughts. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. Feel free. As always, be safe. Watch your six. And don't tread on me.